Does it feel like everything is chaotic and overwhelming right now? Like the noise, the tension, the energy, just everything is draining your energy? You are not alone. I want to share simple ways to protect your energy, stay grounded, and help you find some semblance of peace even when the world is really chaotic. So let's get into this. The first thing I'm going to tell you is going to sound really counterintuitive, but allow yourself to feel your feelings. The reason that this one's important, and this is like, I understand again, it feels counterintuitive, is because when we give ourselves the chance to feel our feelings, it helps us get to the root of the issue. Now you're going to be like, Kirsten, the root of the issue is freaking obvious, and I get it. Trust me, I'm in the same boat you are here. But hear me out. The root of the issue of what you're feeling too has something to do with what's going on inside of you. So we still need to allow ourselves to feel those just scary feelings right now, the anxiety, the fear, the shame, the guilt, the whatever it is that we're going after, whatever it is that we're feeling, we need to allow ourselves to feel it. We don't need to stay there. I understand too that right now it can get paralyzed by those feelings, and that's what we're trying to avoid. So feel the feelings, give into it for no more than an hour, and then say, okay, I've had enough, and we're going to get ready to move on. Before we move on, though, I have one more quick thing I need to talk about feeling these feelings. Because there's one feeling that I don't want you just to feel. There's one feeling I want you to hold on to, and we're going to talk about it towards the end of the video. And I want to remind you specifically that anger is a neutral feeling. Anger gives us the ability to do things in a productive way. Anger is good or bad depending on the intent behind it. So the feelings I'm talking about you giving into, allowing yourself to feel so we can move on, are the guilt, are the anxiety, are the fear, are the overwhelming, is the whole flight or freeze thing. These are the ones that we need to work through. Anger, we're going to talk about in a bit. So now let's get to step 2 on how to handle just the chaos that's going on right now. Step 2, we need to create consumption boundaries. Yes, I understand that right now it's really hard to even find any boundary where we're not having just constant information thrown at us in every freaking direction. You can go to work and you get the information without even being asked about it because people really willingly volunteer it to you. I get it. But we need to give ourselves some type of mental boundary here. This is in order to save our sanity. This is in order to keep our peace and to have some just neutrality in our life. So maybe we reduce the amount of doom scrolling for a while. Don't worry, you're not going to miss a lot of information because let me tell you, 5 minutes on social media right now is enough to tell you everything that you missed within the past 24 hours, even less maybe. So let's create those boundaries. Let's turn off their notifications. We need to turn off notifications. Let's change the channel from the news to something that's completely unrelated. Give yourself permission to create boundaries. This isn't you running from the problem. This is you keeping your space and your own personal being in a place where you can be able to have just some semblance of normalcy. Any type of normalcy we can give us allows us to process everything that's being thrown at us a lot quicker. The next thing I want to talk about is keeping yourself grounded. And this time I mean it in a very practical way. When I'm talking about being grounded right now, I'm talking about taking a few deep breaths. And I'm talking about throwing your whole focus and everything that you have in the moment and what it is you're doing. So if you're doing chores, if you're doing, dishes or laundry, put your whole focus into that. Because that's when your thoughts are going to run rampant and that's you giving them control. That's you losing your energy. That's you losing everything that you have that is you. That's you giving them that control. We need to stay focused. We need to stay present. We need to stay grounded. And if at some point you find yourself with nothing to do, because the point isn't to overexhaust ourselves, it's not to burn ourselves out. If at some point you find yourself with nothing to do, then find yourself the ability to find peace on something, whether that's reading a book, whether that's binge watching something on Netflix. Find something to bring you peace. Find something to have joy in right now. Might be a hard task, but we can do it. Because this next step is the one that is the biggest and most important for me to talk about, and I'm bringing back that whole anger is a neutral statement, that this is where we can make the difference. So we give into the anger, and how do we give into this anger in a way? We find a productive way to do it, whether that be creating art, whether that be writing, whether that be reaching out to a community of people. Find a way to use the anger in a way that is productive, and helpful for you. Also give yourself the ability to see what kind of, communities you can find and create what kind of outreach or networks that you can be a part of. You can use your anger to cook meals for people who are going to be in need of meals. You can use your anger to, make blankets for people who are going to need blankets. Find a way to channel it, find a way to use it, and find a way to make it productive in a way that aligns with your values and morals. And this last thing is the most important thing I'm going to tell you, and that is you are not alone. If you feel like you're alone, I completely get it. I myself just last week went into a complete freeze state, even though I knew I had people who were around me who were feeling the same exact thing. I was in such a state of shock and fear that I let myself feel isolated. And again, that's letting them have it. So I decided I'm going to reach out to my friends, and the more I talk to my friends about it, the more that we all kind of agreed, yes, we need to move past this. That's why I'm making this video, to help you understand that you're not alone. So reach out to those who you can trust and talk to people who you can talk to. If you don't know, if you don't have anyone, if you're the black sheep in your family or amongst your friends group or colleagues or whatever, find people in online communities. I promise they're not hard to find right now. Reach out to people so you know that you're supported, because doing this alone isn't going to help any of us. In the comments below, if you know of any organizations that can really help the community, that can really help others, please post it in the comments. Please put a link in there or something so that way people can have access to those sources, to those outreaches. Also, this video, normally I would try to get you to subscribe, but right now I want you to share. I want you to share this video. I want you to give it to as many people who need it, because right now is a challenging and tough time, and none of us really know how to navigate it, because this is, as far as my lifetime is considered, and people I've talked to who are older than me, this is the biggest shocker thing that we've ever had to live in. And I don't want us to lose who we are, because I know we're a bunch of good people. I really want us to unite and be remembered as the people who did what we had to when we were called upon, and to do the right thing. So with that being said, please share the video. Please comment anything in the links below that are helpful, that are supportive, and let's continue to do what we need to in order to move forward. And as always, please keep yourself safe and keep your sanity to yourself, because your sanity is the one thing that we cannot let them have. Stay sane.